Hey guys, Joe here from XFoxGames. I know I got the beanie on. It's freezing out here in XFox Studios. But if you guys are like me, you know, upgrading your blasters, getting them to a point where they're shooting and they're performing like you want, you kind of hit that level where you're saying, okay, you know, I'm hitting 120 FPS, I'm hitting 150. You know, what comes next? For me, it is accuracy. It is consistency, because sometimes you can only go to 100 FPS. So if you're shooting all over the place, it's just not going to matter. But if you can get that consistency, that is what is key. So I was just kind of cruising around. I'll leave the link in the description. And I was kind of looking at some darts. And, you know, these used to be my current favorites right here, these Dart Zone Maxes. You can get these at Target. You can get about 200 for about 15 bucks, 20 bucks, somewhere right in there. Those used to be my favorite. Now, when I say used to be, it is because I purchased some of these bad boys. I'll throw it up here. These are Azure Dragon darts. I don't know if I'm saying the front part of it right, but these were kind of expensive. They are basically about $20 for 50, and I was like, 50? What is going on? These things better perform. These things supposedly make your blaster shoot better, more accurate, shoot farther. Now in this video, we're just going to check on FPS. That's what we're going to check on. When the weather gets better, we're going to do a little bit of an accuracy test as well as a distance test. But I figured, wow, 20 bucks for only 50? These things better perform. So for the last couple days, I've been shooting these outside. I've been kind of just shooting and testing, and for the most part, there are a few things where I'm like, okay, yes, they are better, and some didn't really stack up, but we will see over time. But this video, again, is going to be about the FPS difference, and I shot a bunch of different blasters here, to kind of see, does it actually work and does it perform like it says it does? So, first things first is I want to show these darts up close. So, just looking at them, I mean, they look like a standard bamboo, just black and orange, pretty much. So when I first looked at them without actually feeling them, I'm like, okay, typical bamboo. Okay, nothing too crazy. Bamboos are great. There's nothing wrong with them. But if you actually look at the kind of the back material on it, it actually reminds me of the material that they come with the Ultra darts, or the material that the Ultra darts are made out of. It's kind of that hard, slippery foam. I don't know what the difference is between the method of making this comparison to a regular dart that's a little bit more squishy, but these by far have a harder back, which in turn I would assume would be more accurate. But again, we'll see that here in a little bit. But yeah, it is definitely a lot different. If you line these up comparison to some of the different industry standard darts that we've seen, I mean, for the most part, if you set these all up, I probably wouldn't look twice at them. If you had 5 or 6 of these darts in a row, I'd probably go for the bamboos or the dart zones. I mean, those are typically what I shoot. But you can see here, again, it's nothing special when you look at it. But when you start feeling them, thinking, man, okay, that back end there is definitely hard. So it's going to come out of the barrel straight and true. And, has that rubbery tip. It's not that hard tip like you see. So looking at those things, I was like, okay, I'm super pumped to test these out. So I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I have a lot of different blasters here that we shot darts out of to kind of see, did we get a performance increase? And if we did, was it because of the darts? Was it because of something else? And we're going to test that out. So the first one that I have here is my Fire Rat. So the Fire Rat here is basically stock. I haven't done anything to this. I haven't gone in here and lubed it or anything like that. And the regular the regular darts for our test base, if I can pull these out of here, the regular Dart Zone Maxes here, these are our test base against everything we're doing. Sure, we could have picked other darts, but I picked these again because they've always shot great for me. The regular ones here came in at 112, and not the bamboos, but the Azure Dragon darts came in at 113. So I don't know. The performance there, 1 FPS, I don't know. I didn't really see a difference. They were all very, very close, guys. I mean, you're talking 1 to 2 FPS increase over the stock base darts. So I couldn't really say, yeah, for sure out of the gate with this one if there's a huge difference. The next one we tried testing is the Conquest, right? So Conquest, pretty much stock. I haven't done anything to this thing. I shot a few darts out of here because I haven't shot this thing in a little while to get everything kind of working again. But stock darts came in at 150, and the Dragon darts came in at 152. So again, a 5 FPS variance is not going to sway me saying that, yes, one shot better than the other. So far with these two, I haven't seen a difference in the shots, that's for sure. If we take a look at, you guys know it, our XFKO here, this is serial number 1. Whew, it's such a beauty. I don't know if you guys could see that. It is serial number 1. It is the brass breech version. Gosh, this thing is crazy. So on this, the stock darts we're shooting came in at 147, which is kind of crazy. And then the Dragon darts came in at 142. So this was actually less. So the stock darts were better. But it's probably because the inner bore of this with that brass tube is more suited for a little bit thicker of a dart, which these are definitely thicker than the stock Dragon darts. So yeah, this one, I mean, just for this, it was shooting absolute dreams. But wow, serial number 1, again, I can't stress that enough. That thing is sweet. So moving on here, we have the Dart Zone MK2. Now this, we just has one of our kits on there, one of our kind of dress up kits here. Spring, internals, everything else is stock. So this one was a pretty big difference. This one with the stock shot 105, which was kind of weird. Every time I shot the darts out of here, I always felt like it was just, I needed more. I didn't know, I'm like, come on, give me more. And the Dragon darts came out at 163 FPS out of this bad boy. Absolute dreams, absolute. But I think it's because this particular blaster does like the skinnier darts, like a bamboo, more. So I didn't test with the bamboos out of here because I wanted to keep, you know, dart for dart across the board. But I think with bamboos, they would shoot up in that 150-ish category because they tend to be a little bit smaller. So even though there was a 60 FPS increase in difference, yeah, I think with the bamboos that come along with the stock, it would have been perfectly fine. So the last one here is our, of course, Gold Nexus Pro. So this one had a little bit of a variance here. This one with the stock darts, we came in at 149, which isn't too bad. Still, you know, about what you would see. And then, of course, with the Dragon darts, we came in at 160. So this had the biggest variance when it came to FPS. A 10 FPS difference to me means there is something there, depending on how high you go. So if you were shooting 80 and now you're shooting 90, sure. Or if you were shooting 80 and then you're shooting 87, that's a pretty big jump. But I would say, you know, 140 to 147, the higher you go, probably not as big of a jump. So, you know, there are some of my preliminary kind of, you know, testing that I've done with a lot of different blasters, keeping the base dart, testing against the Dragon dart as far as FPS goes. And, you know, if it comes down to it, is there a difference? I would say slightly, very, very slightly. But I still feel like, you know, if there is a 5 FPS up or down difference between both darts, I don't say there is a difference because you need a little bit of a jump, especially when you're shooting 100 FPS plus, to kind of make a difference. Now, that's my own personal opinion. So I would still probably stick with these if we're looking from an FPS standpoint. But during our next video, we're going to do a little bit of an accuracy testing as well as distance testing. And to kind of give you guys a sneak peek on that, or, you know, just kind of some good words of encouragement, there is a difference for sure, especially when it comes to accuracy and distance. I do believe it is because of that hard back shell. I don't want to say it super hard, but it's hard like an ultra dart, and I think that helps out with the performance and accuracy of the dart for sure. But that is coming out here soon. We're going to try and get some of our snipers and our swifts to kind of shoot those and kind of get that mix. But still, that is my 2 cents on the Dragon darts. I think when it comes to an FPS standpoint, yeah, it's right there in line, but we will see in the future if it does make a difference more when it comes to other aspects of a dart. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this analysis. I was super pumped to kind of finally get these. Kind of pricey, but still kind of cool. And you guys got to see, you know, serial number 001 of the XFKO. Gosh, it was so good shooting this thing again, coming in at 140 FPS, 150. Woo! Anyways, thanks again, Fox fans.